Yeah,
I gotta watch it. I've been meaning to watch it.
It's really good.
And you know what?
I don't have enough time.
Sometimes
That's funny.
It's wrong on so many levels,
it
John.
is wrong. It's wrong. I did you dirty for sure.
You wanted Guillermo del Toro, your ass.
I could be right. I sometimes I forget to put my pants on in the morning. So
We talked about that earlier,
Which is
too.
weird, dude.
Think about what?
Ginkgo Biloba. That's supposed to be the memory vitamin that gets your
Really?
brain going.
Really? I should probably start taking that
I should
shit.
take that, too.
Yeah.
I got a lot of shit going on.
Yeah. Well, and you're getting up there.
Hey, fuck you,
Young,
man.
young Jamie.
Stick around, cause I am coming back. And I know someday I'm gonna make it big.
Talk about shit we talk about anyway. Just sit here.
Seriously.
That's the plan. That's the dream. But anyway, all right, let's get to the show. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Nick, John, and Jamie Show. I am John.
Nick.
And I am Jamie.
So, Jamie, you are going to be on vacation next week. So we are doing what we do. We're not going to disappoint the multitude of fans that we have that clamor for these episodes every week. We're going to deliver a week. We're not taking off.
Never.
No. Got to deliver.
Fuck yeah.
Show up. That's what they say, right?
That's how you do it.
Show up, be a pro, deliver. But that means that we're not going to deliver outdated news or content, especially box office. Maybe a little bit on the news, but I think the news is relevant.
This is the same, somebody was doing something inappropriate with a woman about
Trump's still president.
either now or 10 years ago. It's coming back to haunt him, biting him in the ass.
It's getting mixed up a little bit, right? You got the Harvey Weinsteins, the clear
without a doubt.
predatory scumbags.
Then you
right?
got the murky waters.
And then you got like the latest and greatest Les Moonves.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, Jesus Christ. There's
And
just
his
so
wife-
many, dude.
But you also got Chris Hardwick, right?
Yeah, who got cleared.
You got vindicated.
You got vindicated. He's back on, and then even James Gunn. There's a ton of people that are coming out of the woodwork, and so much.
They're saying they're in talks, man. I don't know. Like, I still believe it would still be a better direction to go with a different director, just to liven up the Guardians. But I don't think he should be personally. I know we beat this with a dead horse, but it was in bad taste 10 years or whatever, 9 years ago. But I don't think he meant it in a meaningful way.
No. There was no malice,
and he's a good director. I mean,
well, and like Jamie was saying last week, he's like he didn't wake up on top of somebody. It's not like there was a dead hooker in his trunk or something.
Or you're not an NFL star punching somebody out in an elevator. I mean, come on, dude.
Truth.
Some of these things are just outrageous, and people get away with it. And
the fact that he was trolled, that there was like this right wing asshole that was like just digging through 10 years of tweets because James Gunn was very vocal about his political views.
He was. He is.
This
I don't think that's going to change.
Conservative prick was like, all right, I'm gonna dig something up and really, have him be and just flex his muscles and see what he can do. And he got him fired. It worked, which is really kind of sad in a way. It's listen. We said this before, right? It's the dead horse, but it just goes to show that it's not always cut and dry. And like we said in a couple episodes ago, the court of public opinion can be very quick to judge.
Yeah.
Well, life isn't black and white. There's a whole lot of gray in life.
Well,
it's weird though, depending on who it is, like a Chris Hardwick. I mean, listen, the guy's famous, but he's like, let's be honest, he's like C-level fame.
Yeah, he's a host.
And then you got a Les Moonves who can
captain of industry.
Dude, he can fucking turn a green light on and he can shut you the fuck down right away. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Guess who's still sitting at the top until the shit goes through?
Yep.
Nobody's chopping his fucking
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's
But if it's bad enough, there's
they will. But I'm saying, like, if this was a Chris Hardwick thing, like same thing, like they would just already excommunicate him and we'll call you back after the investigation. Meanwhile, he's right now he's just sitting
quiet.
there. Yeah, he's already talking about it. He's spoken about it.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, he came out and said something like, there was a couple times I was inappropriate like decades ago, but there's nothing. I always knew what no meant.
Les Moonves?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about Chris Hardwick.
No, I'm talking about Les Moonves. But my point is,
just to clarify, who is Les Moonves?
he is he's the Don Juan of CBS.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to. I knew that. I just want to make sure we all knew that.
Yeah.
Because we keep saying the name we name. Some of the viewers might not know who this guy is.
Yeah. Leslie Roy Moonves is American.
Leslie. How do you get named Leslie as a guy?
Dude, I had a high school teacher whose name was Hillary.
Yeah.
That was his first name.
I knew a Hillary. He was on my baseball team.
Yeah.
Really? Parents
Yeah.
must have loved him.
He's a good dude.
So he's the CEO of CBS.
Yeah, what exactly he's being accused of? Just curious.
Well, he's not accused of being poor because the dude makes about $67 million.
He's a billionaire. He's a billionaire, probably.
The guy dredging up all the everybody's shit his mom was fucked with by Woody Allen. I can't think of his name. The guy who's been digging up all these stories.
I know. I can't.
His mom was she was like a victim of Woody Allen.
Woody Allen probably be in jail
Like
for all the shit.
Woody Allen's ex-wife?
I think that's it. I can't think of his name. He's got like an odd name. The guy digging up all this. Well, he dug up a story.
Oh, Ronan Farrow.
That's it.
Yeah.
Thank
Woody
you.
Allen.
Mia Farrow.
Mia Farrow's son.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway,
Okay.
Les Moonves, apparently, is accused of that he was inappropriate with a girl. Pretty much wanted to have sex with her. She wasn't putting out.
Yeah.
And then he pretty much shut her down. Like her agent fired her. She got kicked off the show. Then she sued, and then he brought him back, or brought her back.
And this was like 10 years ago?
Something like that. I don't know the exact timeline, but that's the general gist of the story.
Yeah.
That's one
It's
instance.
late 80s and in the early
I'm guessing
2000s.
like a soap opera. A soap opera is what I'm guessing.
Yeah, I forget what it was, but the thing that people want to rake him over the coals with, and
If he's guilty, he's guilty.
He could be a piece of shit
Or he could be innocent. You know what I mean? So
Could
It's all about
past
point of view.
discretions.
I mean, especially with a situation like that, it happened over 10 years ago. And it's her point of view to his point of view. I mean, did it really happen because she shut him down, or did it really happen because she wasn't qualified? I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying it's right.
there always is that. But my point is like in the workplace, no matter what happened, there should be no, like, if you're a man of power, you shouldn't be shutting somebody's career down.
No, I
over
totally
a relationship
agree.
or not getting any.
I
ass.
totally agree. That's why I don't like workplace relationships. But
Yeah, it's
it
odd.
happens more.
It's like
often
an
than
odd
not.
thing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, most people spend most of their time at work.
And you're talking to coworkers.
Yeah, and you develop relationships and whatnot. So it is. It's a very gray area. And
well,
now
private is private, and who knows what happens behind closed doors, right?
Yeah, and something,
Well, here's the thing.
Hollywood should just take it out and say there's no workplace relationships anymore at all.
I mean, think about that, though.
I know it's never going to happen.
Yeah. You're an actor. She's an actress. You become,
And there's times when they flirt
but you might actually be almost naked together and having the heart of the matter in acting, from what I can gather, is that you're supposed to leave it out there, right? You're supposed to be vulnerable, whatever the mood strikes you, but you're also supposed to be professional. But who knows if that gets blurry? You spend 16 hours a day with somebody. You're on a set. A lot of times you're just screwing around, not literally screwing around, but screwing around, like as they're dressing the set, lighting the set, staging everything. So you're kind of doing nothing except hanging out with this individual day in and day out. things might happen.
Yeah. Shit
Right?
happens. And then it can go either way too. It could go where, shit went down and somebody didn't like it, or somebody's mad because the relationship didn't pursue.
Sure.
It could go either way. And that's
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
but that's, it could go either way.
The only way I see these things actually, when people actually get caught in this Me Too movement, is when there's a pattern of these things happening. Like the Chris Hardwick thing, there's no way to really, it kind of vindicated him. It probably never happened. But if it was one incident, it's really like, all right.
It's no Bill Cosby where there's like
Right.
80 accusers popping out of the woodwork. Like, hey, yeah.
If you have like
here's
one
land
What
on
a
top
dark
of-
son of a bitch, man.
What? Yeah, but
comedy
that's
suck,
what I
too.
mean.
I don't
though.
care what
It's
you
like-
guys say. It's fucking comedy.
It's when you only have one accuser. It's kind of hard to say, all right, if this only happened one time, how do we know if it really happened, or is this just a disgruntled employee that didn't get their way?
Yeah. I think the big thing about Les Moonves, though, is that when the Me Too movement really started to
He was like front runner, wasn't he? He did
100%.
He did that whole. He actually stepped down from being the president of some organization that was to fund that.
Well,
movement.
it says in the article, in the New Yorker article, it says that in December he helped found the Commission on Eliminating Sexual Harassment and Advancing Equality in the Workplace, which is chaired by Anita Hill.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's huge.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I mean.
That's really putting it out there. And you got to wonder, there's always going to be somebody that's like, I'm going to get that son of a bitch, He's fucking high on his horse.
He fucked me over.
I'm going to get him.
Or it might not even be that he fucked me over. It's just like, I want to get him off the pedestal,
Yes,
kind of thing
yes.
too. That's why it's, and that's why it's kind of like a fucked up area. It's like,
That's why I'm asking, was there more people coming out about this guy, or is it just his one incident?
Well,
I don't know. I think he had multiple accusations because this came out earlier in the year as well. There was another one that popped out earlier as well. That
So
was
then,
a different
usually
story.
when there's more than one, there's usually smoke.
Yeah, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah,
type
and the
deal.
thing that bugs me the most about this type of shit is the fucking bully aspect. Like who the hell are you, man? Like if it's again, if it's true, which it could be not, I don't know. But if it's true, then yeah, he should be brought down. He should be brought down, and he should be held accountable for his actions. But here's the part as the CEO that makes it culpable, right? You're driving
you're the
policy.
man. Yes, you're the guy in the driver's seat.
Yes, and you are accountable for that. When you become for publicly traded companies,
Correct.
and I could be wrong about this, but I think not. For publicly traded companies, as a C-level or an officer of the company, that's CEO, CIO, CFO, your words become accountable.
Verbatim, yeah.
They become, you can be accountable for the success or failure of the company, which means that you can be liable.
Correct.
You can be litigated against because of the things that you say and do.
Which the stocks started dropping when these accusations popped up. Yeah,
That's where shareholders and
So my
come in.
point is that you have a responsibility for not just your own behavior, but for the culture that you.
Yeah, you got to carry yourself in a different respect than the mailman, the mail guy in the mailroom does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The guy in the cubicle.
Well,
the woman in the cubicle. You got to handle yourself.
Well, not only that,
The
but you
doorman,
have to drive the culture to where the mail handler, the doorman, everybody that's in that umbrella that is your corporation that you're running should be should be operating in a way that's professional and above the law.
You got to
not above the law, but
So I'm surprised he hasn't
abiding
stepped
by
you
the law.
got to do as you do and do as as you speak.
$67 million a
or
year.
major ego just will not. I mean, or he thinks
He would
he's
have to step away from
or
that.
he thinks he's
Well,
innocent.
the Julie Chen thing came up too.
I didn't hear about that part.
Well, I mean, think about it. She was like a anchor, and then she,
Oh yeah,
Did he hit on her or something?
well, who knows? I mean, it's like one of those things that could that,
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like you're accountable for your own actions. If you're an asshole, you should be, and you've bullied people in, out of their career or whatever, then you get what's coming to you.
Yeah, see, I'm like biased towards Les though because of the whole like when he fucked over Stern.
I knew you were going to bring that up.
I know, dude. He did. He like tried to fuck him over like hard.
Yeah. I remember when Stern would bring
And Stern
that up time and time
he
again.
had like Stern like in tears, and he like brushed him aside like, I'm gonna get you.
Yeah.
I don't know the whole story.
Well, he
Is that before he went to?
No,
Was
it's,
he married to Julie Chen?
yes, he is. He
is.
He's currently married to Julie Chen.
Okay.
Yeah, she's sticking by him.
Hey, it's and again, we don't know exactly.
Yeah,
what
who
details
knows? It's
are.
all accusations.
It's the same thing. You're a piece of shit. You go down. You're
Yeah.
not. Hopefully,
You'll be
yeah,
vindicated.
and that's a shame too. And like in Chris Hardwick's thing, like I don't know what happened or whatever, but like it's a shame because say he fully did not, he got raked over the coals. A lot of people aren't even going to see some of these stories. They're going to say they run into him. They're going to think that he's the guy that did all these horrible
And not
things.
to mention, he lost a boatload of money.
Yeah, that too. You know what I mean?
Why can't she be held accountable with these people?
That's a good question.
If you're going to put it out there, you should be
It's
just be
slander.
held. Right. You should be just as accountable for the person that actually did the action. You better be sure that you're right in what you're saying.
yeah, it's court costs, right?
Yeah.
Like if you go and you take someone to court and then you find
Yeah.
out that you're vindicated, you can sue the other person for court costs.
Right.
Court costs.
Yeah, it's a
Well, and so in that same vein, Dave Bautista, who's been very vocal about how he's standing by his guy being James Gunn, and so much so that he might be
He's the guy that plays Drax, right?
Drax.
Yeah.
He might be backing out of anything that's not the James Gunn Guardian of the Galaxy
No shit.
script. He's like, that's the script. That's my guy. That's the dude that's made the successful. If you're
He
going to
doesn't have the weight.
no, but he doesn't have the weight. But he's not.
It's not Chris Pratt.
But he's not crying for work either.
No, but that's another thing too. He's not even like an A. See, I give that guy credit because he's not an A-lister actor.
No.
Honestly, and
He's
for-
supporting cast.
Yeah, and exactly at best, and for somebody to like stick up for it, whether right or wrong, that takes a lot of balls.
No, it does.
Because like in the Les Moonves thing, think about how many people are going to stand up and like say this girl is correct, which I'm not saying she is. It's like I said, it's an accusation.
Yep.
But how many people are going to stick up to the guy who can flick your switch on or he can flick it off just as fast?
Yeah.
That takes a lot of balls.
No, you got to give him credit.
Takes a lot of balls.
He's sticking out. He's sticking up for his guy. Hopefully, it doesn't shoot him himself in the ass because I don't think it will. It seems like they're. I don't know why. Well, Disney did fire him with like a quick draw right there. Like, I mean, it came out that he had these comments which were horrible. But sorry.
Well, in Disney's regard,
Well, dude-
whether he made the comments 10 years ago or yesterday, he made a comment about, a 6-year-old peeing on you with a company that like makes Frozen movies.
And a
You know what I
rape- a
mean?
rape
Like
victim.
it doesn't come off well. You know what I mean? It's not a good coat to put on.
Yeah. 100%.
So like, they have to like watch their stake in it. So like, but at the same time, it's like some people make mistakes. Like who knows? Did this guy, he obviously made a mistake and it was with words.
Yeah.
You know what
Over
I mean?
10 years ago.
Yeah, with bad comedy. And I think, some people should be forgiven,
Well, at least I think Disney should have took a step back and say we're investigating the
Yeah.
situation rather than we got to fire him. It's
Yeah,
like, it's like come on.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there's a ton of stories where people have been. There's a reason. There's the cliche, right? You'll never work in this town again.
Yeah.
Right. And remember,
It's true.
Yeah,
it's
it
fucking
happened.
true.
I heard
here
a rumor,
today, gone tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, and I heard a rumor that the dude who played in Remember the Last Dragon, Bruce Leroy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I heard that he was asked to perform some type of sexual favor, and he refused, and he got drummed out of the business. It's all
Really?
rumor and innuendo, but yeah, that movie was a hit. Dude.
I like that movie.
And then he went away. Like, did you see?
Yeah, and I'm sure there's countless other ones. And
Exactly.
even for like probably more so for women, if you think about it.
Oh hell yeah!
Because
man.
you know what I mean? Like
how frail the male ego is?
Exactly, dude. If a woman turns you down, that is a shameful moment.
Dude, that's
shameful
why I
moment.
was like-
And if you have power and you're a little weasel, you know what I mean? You can be like,
Yeah.
guess what? You're out of this town.
That's why I was a serial monogamous in my 20s, man, because it was like my ego couldn't handle that rejection shit. Like,
Oh, rejection's a tough motherfucker,
yeah,
dude.
man. I mean, it's like, yeah, it's one of those things. So I couldn't imagine if you actually had power and you were like, and I feel like I was well adjusted for the most part, you know. Obviously, you just grow up. Right?
Yeah,
What is
exactly.
that old saying? Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely, or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And you're
So-
talking about one case of like somebody with a power trip. Then you go into all the other mental issues of like, you know, were their parents good to them? Did they grow up without a mom? And then
Yeah.
they got like some other
Did they get
thing.
enough hugs?
Yeah. Did they get enough hugs? Were they consoled enough? Were they
Yeah.
consoled too much? You know, and you put those factors in there and it does equal like kind of a bad climate for women to work in.
Yeah,
You know what I
totally,
mean?
man.
And I'm glad that like people are actually speaking up and then they can call out the guy who green lights or doesn't green light or, you know, whoever.
Because they need to be held accountable for the power they have.
It sets the precedence for the rest of, you know, other businesses. Like, you know, if you work at Wawa, you know what I mean? So
hell yeah.
maybe your manager will think twice about like, you know, touching you on the ass, giving you a little ass smack. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, it is good. But at the same, you know, it goes both ways. Like it should be checked both ways.
Yeah, it's ugly, is what it is. You know, and people, you know, my mom would kick the shit out of me if she found out I was acting foolish like that.
Yeah.
Treating somebody like that, man.
Shit, you gotta show some chivalry, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What happened to that shit? Hold the door for women. Talk to them
Legit.
nicely. Talk to them like you talk to your mother.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
behave-
hopefully you talk to your mother good.
Do you ever see those videos where they got the cat collars on the side of the road or checking
Yeah,
out?
yeah.
And it turns out it's like their mother
Yeah.
dressed up in like hot clothing.
Yeah.
And then the
Really?
mother turns around and starts slapping the shit out of them. Like if, you know, they walk by and the guys are like, "Hey baby, how you doing?" Like that. And they turn around and like they pull off the wig and they're like, "What do you mean you're acting like that?" And start beating the shit out of these
I've
kids.
never seen that. No.
Yeah, nobody's saying you can't take a peek, but don't be a fucking creeper,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
That's what sunglasses are for. You take. It's like looking into the sun. You take one peek and then you look away. I think
No
I
means no.
I took that from Seinfeld, I think. But you take one peek and then look away, dude.
Don't get caught. So yeah, it's a little choppy right now in Hollywood, and I think that
It's taking down like everybody.
Well,
man.
I think the light's being shined on the corners where these cockroaches are living, and it rightfully so.
shows you how dark Hollywood
But
is.
we have to come
Well,
back and
it's
start.
always been that way, though. We just never came to light.
But you have to come back and course correct a little bit, right? You're going like so far.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Like a whisper, and somebody's like, no doubt there's hundreds of Hollywood actors in the industry right now that are combing through 10 years of tweets and are going delete, 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 delete,
Yeah,
delete,
yeah.
delete because they're afraid of their jobs. So it's fortunate and unfortunate at the same time.
Just don't go on Twitter, man.
I just
Seriously.
hope it
Don't go on Twitter and then act appropriate towards women.
Yeah, just
That's
don't be
it.
an
That's all
idiot.
you gotta do.
No, act appropriate to other people, because
Yeah.
now there's like, you
Yeah.
know, with
Yeah, whatever you want.
Golden rule, man. That's all.
Just be a good fucking human being, for fuck's sake.
That's all you gotta ask for.
Word.
Why do you gotta add the fuck's sake in the end of that, dude?
Because it just accentuates. It's an exclamation
Nice
point.
pop.
Yeah, it's a nice pop.
Just be good to everybody.
Yeah,
Can't be like the Beatles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's right.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
That's it.
So
We doing fact check.
we're gonna dip a little bit more into some news just because there's some topics, and then we'll go into fact check. Richard Grant, we couldn't nail the name. This is a little bit of a fact check, but also news. Richard Grant, I saw this thing on Twitter. He's the guy that's just been signed on to play this new character in the next Star Wars.
Oh yeah, it's Thrawn.
We don't know if it's Thrawn, right?
It'd be awesome if he was. Yeah.
People are speculating it could be Thrawn. People are speculating it could be some version of Snoke.
I just throw it in my mouth. Ugh. This is pre-golden robe. This is before he's a cocksmith with a pipe in his fucking smoke jacket.
We're hoping like hell.
How do you get the scar on his face?
No, I was going to go there next.
We're hoping like hell, of course, that it's Thrawn, but who knows? But I did see a video, and I thought it was really cool.
He looks like Thrawn, though, how they describe him.
He does.
So, and I told you, the guy who created the Thrawn character is got green lit to start writing more books.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's all, and they already started introducing the Thrawn character in the comics. They show him next to Anakin. I showed you guys that picture. So, why wouldn't you? I mean, drastic times call for drastic measures. Put a character that in the expanded universe that people loved, put them in this and see how it goes.
Yeah. And they could be doing a lot of sort of misdirection.
Could be.
But the
Little
video,
smoke and mirrors.
yeah, like no, it's not Thrawn. It's a brand new character. It's Thrawn.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Or Thrawn turns into Snook. Who
No, I heard Poe was Snook, actually.
Yeah. It is.
the fuck cares, really? Like, I lost interest. I don't even give a shit.
It's Mace Windu reincarnated.
Yeah.
Yo, so speaking of which, Samuel L. Jackson's open.
I heard.
Like
He's over.
he would gladly reprise that role in some way, and they didn't. They weren't definitive as far as
He didn't
his
exactly die. He just got electrocuted and shoved out a window.
death. Yeah, exactly.
So, and with his hand cut off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see? I posted. So
Oh.
he's got bad motherfucker on his lightsaber.
Does he?
Yeah. So he was just part of his like little bit of a requirement.
The only
It's like
purple lightsaber in the whole
the
universe?
purple
Yeah.
lightsaber, and then he has on the prop stamped "bad motherfucker" because in Pulp Fiction he's got the wallet, and the wallet says
Said,
"bad motherfucker." Yeah.
That's
He's
cool.
He's the man.
He is the man.
Yeah.
Dude is
God
awesome.
damn, the dude's just living life. I just saw some Twitter pics where he's like, or maybe
It's
it was
my
in-
beer.
Yeah, where he's in Instagram, and I think he was off the coast of like France or something like that, or Italy, and like just living like.
I'd like to hang out with that dude.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah,
he would
man.
be cool. He would be cool.
That dude would crack me the fuck up. He's a funny dude.
But yeah, so I did see the video of Richard Grant, actor, and he's just smiling ear to ear, giddy with excitement that
about doing this.
He's got this role.
Doesn't he know what about all the tweets? If he doesn't do a good job, he might be getting harassed.
I know.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, I think at this point, the only way you can go is up.
Well,
Yeah.
you tweet at him. It's like you're like, beware Rose Tico.
She's actually in the. Is she in the next movie?
Well, she should be. She didn't die.
I thought she died.
No, her sister died.
Ah, that's right. Who cares?
Yeah.
It's a character I didn't care about. So
Well, hopefully with good writing and good direction, you will care about them. That's the point,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Yeah. So, and I don't know if you guys saw Mark Hamill was on Jimmy Kimmel.
I saw that.
Wasn't that great?
He showed up with the pants, and he's like, because Harrison Ford's original Empire Strikes Back vest or jacket,
Yeah.
went for what did it go for? Like $2 million?
Well, I don't know if it actually sold, but it was estimated 1.3 million.
1.3 million. So Mark Hamill comes down on Jimmy Kimmel. He goes, "Well, I got Luke Skywalker red pants.
They were capri
pants." And he's like, Jimmy Kimmel's like, "You never wore them in the movies." And he shows like a picture with him and Yoda lifting up rocks. He's like, "See, I wore them." He's
Yeah.
like, pictured him in
all
there.
photoshopped
Photoshopped. Anybody in the
fantastic.
audience? Come on,
Dude,
everybody.
did you see the satchel he was wearing?
Yeah.
It said on the satchel, over his shoulder type of a thing, it said R2D bag.
That's awesome, dude.
I was like, it goes back to our original commentary where we were like, man, wouldn't you just, because when we were talking about
Yeah,
him,
you could hang with that dude.
him
You
being,
could hang with him.
yeah, him being Darth Trump.
Yeah.
We were like, I just want to have a beer with that guy.
Dude,
and like,
he's
again
cool.
and again. So I tweeted at him and it was like, R2D bag, it killed me. And then he, gave me the thumbs up and I was like,
No response back. You're
No.
building it up, Mark. John. Build it up, John. Build it up. One day he's gonna respond back.
That's
You're
right.
like, he's coming on the show.
it's like, I heard your show. Does Nick have a pretty mouth? So, new Venom trailer.
Ew.
I saw it.
I have no interest in watching.
Have you seen it?
No.
I saw it.
Did you see it? What you think, James?
Yeah, I mean, I still like. I'll still go see the movie. I'll be honest with you. I'll still see.
You told us weeks ago you would never see that movie.
Nah, because what else is going to be out?
That's a
In
good point.
November?
I don't know.
In November, there's a lot out in November. I mean, I'm
depends
going to
what's
see that
out.
Harry Potter. I'm
All right,
but I won't be seeing anything in November.
but Venom.
December's Aquaman.
I don't know. It's
And
just,
Aquaman in December.
it's story. I think they just fucked it up.
I mean, I'll say this: it's something I might catch, but I won't definitely catch on the first weekend. I'll wait until
I'll tell you what they need to do.
people speak.
They need to tighten up that CG because that shit looks whack.
Does it?
It looks really bad.
Yeah, it looked really bad when they did. I didn't notice it before, but you're like a guru at that
Ugh.
bullshit. I looked at it when they did the close up when his face popped like halfway.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Get on, Mike.
Yeah, I didn't hear.
I'm sorry. No, his face
Peels
back.
back like halfway, and you can see the Tom Hardy face, and he talks, and it was
It's like we are Venom. Yeah.
it was like fucking really chintzy.
Yeah, I did.
Chintzy.
If there was something that tickled my fancy, which was when he was like, he goes to his local like bodega or corner store or whatever, and someone's looking to rob it, and he transforms into Venom, and he grips the guy up, and he's like, "First, I will eat your arms, and then I will eat your legs, and then your face, and then."
Sorry, that's my vibrator.
Yeah. And then you will be like a turd blowing in the wind. Like that. I thought.
Really, he's not a hero though.
Well, that's the whole thing. They're trying to play him off as the anti-hero.
He's not though. Venom was never.
It doesn't look good. I don't have high hopes for it. I probably will.
stinky.
Yeah. They have the Venom character who's the doctor. I can't remember the character's name, but he plays Riot, which isn't Carnage. It isn't any of the more popular Venom characters, right? Or symbiotes, I should say. And no Spider-Man.
Yeah, which makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, I know.
Well, they didn't have the rights to that.
Charged up.
Well, it doesn't make any sense. How can you have Venom without Spider-Man?
I agree.
Exactly. So I don't have high hopes for it. I think
Stinky.
whenever I see something that goes in association with Marvel, I go, I'm probably going to pass. The whole in association with Marvel thing is, and they're coming out of the woodwork. Sony's like scrambling for the remaining characters that they have.
I'm just trying to put movies together.
Yeah, just pumping them out.
I like the Dark Phoenix thing we talked about. I really thought they were going to exit, but you just said they're not. So.
Yeah, Dark Phoenix and New Mutants are still on.
I heard New Mutants is like horrible. It's like they pushed it back a whole year because they had these massive reshoots because it sucked.
Yeah,
They wrote the audience reviews, the private reviews, whatever they do.
might be a shelf turd.
Yeah, that might be a Netflixer.
Yeah, direct to video. Warner Brothers and DC, I think we just mentioned this, but they're doing the Supergirl movie.
We did.
Which I don't care about at all. It's
Not unless
Not unless they have a good storyline. And they got to have...
Superman is hard to write. Superman is hard to write.
Yeah.
Right?
If they do
and that's somebody I give a shit
That's
about.
what I was saying earlier, though. If they do like a Wonder Woman... If they do like a Wonder Woman type shit...
I think that's exactly what they're doing, though.
But they need like a Wonder Woman style director. Like that type of deal. And then I think it has a fighting chance, is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
You can't start off with my beef with it is like, all right, well, we need to have this women's movement, man. We just have to do it.
They're
capitalize.
Yeah, I hate it because it's cheap and it's pandering and it's condescending.
Yeah.
And
It's like having your hot sauce in your purse. It's not good. I mean, it just looks
No,
bad.
I know what you mean, but that was hysterical.
It just looks bad.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. It doesn't look. It's exactly what you just said. It is pandering,
Yeah.
and it looks ugly.
Yeah.
Ugly,
Dude, remember Alias?
Yes,
I love that show.
Yes, and she's hot.
Powerful.
She was so great.
Smartly written. Really.
Yeah, that wasn't good for the Me Too. Sorry, she was not hot.
Yeah,
I'm
Jamie,
like
how dare you.
my
She's a
fingers are
human
crossed. But yes, it was a very well written show. Awesome.
But it could be. But it's okay to be sexy. It's okay to be hot and a badass and all that. Like just because you want to be powerful and taken seriously. That was J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
He's done that a couple times.
I like Scully's character better than David Duchovny's.
He actually
100%
better than.
Speaking of Me Too, he actually came out this week. The directors of Lost and him came out because Evangeline was really upset about the nude scene she had to do. I don't remember if there was ever a scene where she was nude.
And what?
Well, they didn't show it, but I'm sure there was like some type of.
They came out to apologize to her this week about it because
because they're scared shitless, man.
Yeah, everybody's scared.
And see, that was what we were talking about earlier. That's ugly, right?
I mean,
there.
to cut you off, but I just
and that's an ugly thing. That's an ugly thing right there. You know what I mean?
Should they have apologized? Absolutely. But fucking Lost has been done for how long?
That's what I'm saying.
She had like an article come out about her why she doesn't want to ever do a nude scene again because she did a nude scene then. It was never even shown on TV because it was on ABC or something like that. I mean, she might have been nude. I'm not
on
saying
the set. She was
I'm
nude,
not
but
saying
they
it was
didn't show
right.
it in the
But I'm not
footage.
saying it's right. But they forced her to. I guess they forced her to do it. Or
they did
in contract.
I didn't hear that.
Well,
one.
they were like
contract thing.
She felt
but didn't she know it was an ABC show and was like, "Hey, this is weird. Why would you need a nude scene?"
Well, which makes it even creepier, right?
That is creepy.
Yeah, like there's no way anybody's.
You're not on HBO, Game of Thrones, where everybody got naked.
If it was HBO, it'd be like, oh, makes sense. HBO is all naked, but ABC prime time probably not going to be naked.
Yeah, not really. Anyway,
thinking about that, maybe they should have apologized.
They should have apologized, but now,
well. Tis the season.
Yeah, exactly.
Tis the season, good sir.
Who knows? Maybe they're trying to get her for some show or some movie they want to do.
When did that show end? 10 years ago?
Fuck. It was a long
That's a long time ago, dude. It might have been 10.
And by the way,
10.
Fuck you, the ending. Fuck you.
What, you didn't buy they were all sitting in nowhere land for 10
Fuck
years?
it. I don't even care. It's like Snook. Fuck you.
Yeah, that first episode date was 2004. It ended in 2010.
Damn.
So 8
Final
years.
episode. So 8 years ago.
2010? I didn't even think it was
Still, there's plenty of time to apologize.
There was only 5
8
seasons.
Yeah. So anyway, it's a bunch of hypocrisy is what it is. It's a bunch of bullshit. Am I glad they did it? If it makes her feel better and it makes her feel like she can close that chapter, 100%, that's absolutely the right thing.
Yeah, but you're right. They're probably only apologizing because they're scared shitless right now.
Yeah.
Probably correct.
Because if they really, really were worried about it, they would have apologized 10 fucking years ago.
100%. Robin Hood movie. Did you see the trailer?
Oh, no, I don't care.
Kevin Costner one was awesome.
That was, even though it wasn't.
You know what? It was made fun of itself just enough.
Dude, it was so good. Like, and
it's a favorite of mine. It really is.
Why
I love that.
As far as Robin Hood,
it'll
Robin Hood, or stories along those time frame because it was really well done. It was good. It was funny.
I thought hell of a cast.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Morgan Freeman. Oh,
Christian Slater.
That's right.
Yeah.
Fuck me, he cleared it. I can't even do it. But it was a good.
Sean Connery.
Was Sean Connery?
Yeah,
at the end, he was the king.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
They pulled out all the stops, brother.
That's right.
King Ironheart. What is the fucking
King Henry? Right?
King Henry. No.
Yeah, King Henry.
Is it? No, it's not Henry.
And then the guy? Didn't this guy just die?
I don't know.
The guy that was in there too.
Snape.
Snape.
Yeah, he died too. He's a bad guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know his name.
Oh, we fuck this up every time.
Dude, fact check that
And
shit.
he's
We
amazing.
gotta do that guy respect.
Yes, I agree.
You motherfucker, you sir are awesome. You were in Harry Potter.
Alan Rickman.
What else was he in?
He's amazing.
Oh shit.
Die Hard, man. He was the bad guy.
Die Hard, yeah. Gruber, Hans Gruber.
Hans Gruber. But my brother out of fucking Twin Towers.
The Alien spoof movie, or the Star Trek spoof movie.
Oh yeah, he was in
Galaxy
it.
Quest.
Galaxy Quest.
Amazing.
Dude, hats off to you, sir.
He
I
was in a
respect
lot,
it.
dude.
Yes,
Rest
Alan
in
Rickman.
peace, sir.
He was also
Gone too soon.
Yeah, seriously.
He was good. He's a good actor.
Hell of an actor.
Yeah.
He was in a lot of British shows, and he was. I think he
Fucking
was
guy was awesome. He was
I think he
legit.
was in like a lot of theater.
Dude, that Snape character was awesome that he played.
Especially when it all tied together at the end.
Dude,
When you
just-
found how that tied together at the end, you were like, man, that
It was like a twist and turn. You're like, holy shit. Yeah, it was good.
he was in love with his mother the whole fucking time.
I know. But you love
Spoilers.
the guy.
Yeah, it was a fantastic, fun romp. But Jamie Foxx is in it.
Yeah.
Talking about this one, it's Taron. What the hell's his name? Taron Egerton.
They get the kid from
Who's that?
he's the, damn it, John! Don't look at me.
It looked you right in the eye. It just
He's
spooked it right out of your brain.
He's like the British spy or something.
Yeah,
like,
he's in the Kingsman.
Kingsman. He's he's the kid from the Kingsman.
All right.
He better be
He
doing
looks
something
corny,
else
though.
because that last Kingsman stunk.
I didn't even like him as an actor.
It was stinky.
It was not. Yeah, they tried to like
Laid
it was
an
like-
egg.
It was like
Did
he
they
had
lay an
whatever. He had like some British dish that was like tasty and traditional, and then they slathered ketchup all over
They
it.
put caviar on it.
No,
Nobody
they
likes
put
that
ketchup
shit.
on it because it was like now we're going to Americanize it, and they put in Channing Tatum and Jeff Bridges. And
I
it's
didn't
like,
even watch it.
Well, we're the statesmen, and we're about whiskey instead of fine.
Yeah.
It looked corny.
They put in the dude.
good.
They put the dude in there.
Yeah, that was money grab. He was cashing checks. That
They're
day.
both money grabs. Did you ever see Tatum's wife though?
Channing Tatum.
Not anymore.
I know they're divorced, but she is fucking gorgeous, dude.
Damn, dude.
Well, he's Channing Tatum, man.
I don't know.
Nick's got his hand down his pants right now.
I did that earlier when I.
He's fucking punching his clown.
Yeah, Janet Dewan or Dwayne.
Yeah,
or whatever.
she's
yeah,
American.
She's pretty hot.
she's not gonna
No
have,
doubt about that.
She's not gonna have a problem with.
I think
that,
they met on
with
that dance
card.
movie, the dance movie they did
Magic
together.
Mike?
No, the one before that.
Magic Mike 1.
What was that called? I don't even know what the fuck that's called. But who gives a
Magic
shit? Right?
Mike?
No, it was before that. It was like some. So it was.
Oh, I know. What
It's
you're
his
talking
first
about.
one of his first
Yeah,
movies.
Step Up or
Step Up, yeah, something like that.
some bullshit.
Yeah.
Gives a fuck.
So some of the movies that are coming out that I mean, we got our eye on Aquaman, we got our eye on a couple things that are happening, but we haven't really talked about Creed 2.
I never seen the first
yes,
Yeah,
dude, the movie is
I
fucking
know, I never seen the
badass.
first. I never saw
Talk
the
about
first one.
rejuvenating.
I did not think that franchise had a lick of
Holy
hope.
shit, dude!
And
That Michael B. Jordan. There's a lot to be said about that dude.
yeah, and Ryan Coogler,
Yes.
Who's Ryan Coogler?
he directed Black Panther.
Yeah.
Oh, he's doing this one, or he did the first one.
the first one. That's what made it rocketed him to stardom because he just crushed it on this movie. And now they're doing
Awesome.
And in the
Sylvester
previews,
Stallone's not in this again,
he's
is he?
in both of them. But Ryan Coogler did the first one. Stallone's doing the second one.
He's directing the second
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
I think he's directing the second one. Let me double check.
Why did they do that? Is it dude?
Two, and that
Is he leaving while the getting's good? Is that why he left?
Or is
I'm sorry, I'm wrong with that. I'm wrong about that. Stephen Capel Jr. is the Stallone's a producer,
He's you would
Yeah.
think because the Rocky franchise is his.
but he's in it. He's in both movies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
It's just
He
absolutely.
played a good role in the first one.
Yeah,
I gotta watch it. I've been meaning to watch it.
It's really
I haven't
good.
had time.
And you know what?
I don't have enough time.
Sometimes
That's funny. That's good.
but you know who else is going to be in it? Ivan Drago himself.
Oh shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Dolph
That's
Lundgren.
awesome, dude.
Dolph Lundgren. So it's a little corny. It's a little cheesy because they're kind of doing like
They're playing. They're doing some fame.
they're
playing.
like they're like saying, all right, it's Apollo Creed's son,
Here's a little nugget.
and then this Drago's son.
I don't think he'll ever let the Balboa franchise ever die.
Well, no.
Dude, but when he came back with Rainbow too, I
That
think we
was
talked about
that we did. It was
Fucking
actually
movie.
good.
That scene at the end with the 50 cal was fucking awesome, dude. I could watch that.
Yeah, 'cause
over
there's
and
the
over.
people left.
We
and
did
right.
talk about it because then you told us the book ended differently. He died in the first book or something like that.
in Rambo.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And
They made a
the
book-
actual
they made a book on Rainbow.
the actual book or something.
That's hilarious.
That's a fact check.
That is a fact check.
I could be right. I sometimes I forget to put my pants on in the morning. So
We talked about that earlier
Which is
too.
weird, dude.
that's right. We need
It's
to-
totally weird.
Wow.
So again, this is Jamie's going on vacation. He's got his big birthday coming up and everything. So this is a
So what are you doing for your 40th?
Duh. I'm not doing shit. I'm going to go to work like every other American.
When you're going on vacation on what, Saturday?
Saturday. I'm
All right,
leaving.
so we're recording. It's August 6th. So we record on Mondays. So we're not going to be able to do this next week. So not so much on the topical news, not so much on the weekend box office, but we have had some fun facts and some fact checks linger. And I cataloged or grabbed a couple of them. And I figured we could do a kind of a shorter episode, talk about the things we just talked about.
Nick's already bummed out. I can say it.
And then I
want to know because he's been holding this over my head all
totally
week.
teased you about that, and honest to God, I forget what the hell it was.
What a dick.
Man, throw it in my face. That's just, it's wrong on so many levels,
It
John.
is wrong. It's wrong. I did you dirty for sure.
He wanted a Guillermo del Toro, your ass.
I got to start taking Ginkgo Biloba or something like that.
Think about what?
Ginkgo Biloba, that's supposed to be the memory vitamin that gets your
Really?
brain going.
Really? I should probably start taking that
I should
shit.
take that too.
Yeah.
I got a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, well, and you're getting up there.
Hey, fuck you,
young,
man.
young Jamie.
Don't judge me. Galoba.
I don't even know how he heard this shit. He's probably taking it. That's why.
I don't take
I'm
that
63 years old, man. Don't I look fantastic? So, fact check. This is going back to episode 25. Wesley Snipes, the name of the movie, his gangster movie, eluded us because we talked about
Juice.
Pookie. We talked about Chris Rock being in that movie.
Yeah, what was
We
it?
talked about anything that's
Fuck,
stirring
dude.
anything.
Oh, nah.
I don't know. I
Nah,
know the movie. I
Right?
just
It's going to hit you like a brick,
it's
man.
not fuck, I'll know it as soon as you say it. It's going to piss me
No,
off.
come on.
Because I used to watch it all the time.
Yeah, it's an awesome movie.
Damn.
New Jack City.
New Jack City. Damn it. Nino Brown. I remember
That's
his name.
right, man.
Fuck. He wore the Kangol hat, dude. It was
That's
awesome.
right. Yo, my brother had a Kangol hat.
Dude, I had one. I thought I was the coolest motherfucker, except
He
my
had-
head was way too big for that motherfucker.
You had a
And I
Kangol
looked-
beanie?
Yeah, I looked like a douchebag. Douchebag I was.
he had a guy.
Do you remember the Cazelles? The glasses that had they were no prescription. Think Run DMC.
Oh, yeah. So you would look like if you were a white dude, you looked like you stood up in front of people and
It
read
looked like
poetry.
Harry Callis.
Yeah, you looked like you read poetry in front of people.
No, my brother had Cazelles, Kangol hat, and Adidas shells.
Dude, that's some kick-ass
And he
shit
could break
right there.
dance like a motherfucker.
Did he have the high top or low top
Low
shells?
top.
I like the high top shells, dude.
High top shells are rare.
The black with the white stripes.
But they had to have the big fat laces in it.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
All right. You talk about 80s, man. That's living. So
L-I-V-I-N.
fact check number 2. We did burn through a couple of fact checks on the way, but ones that were lingering. This is again going back to episode 25. We were struggling. We talked. Nick, you and I talked about. I mentioned that Logan was like this critically acclaimed. It was one of the darlings of like high end. I would say highbrow or higher end movies. And we kind of went back and forth about it. That movie did a lot better than I thought it did. I knew it did
Money-wise?
really well, money-wise and rating-wise.
No shit.
Well, rating I was high. We already knew that though.
It was 93%.
That's a
on
must
Rotten.
have. That's a
on
must
Rotten
have.
and 90% for the audience. So, and then it did $619 million.
Shit.
Yeah, I knew it.
R-rated superhero movie.
That's what I was saying.
I was watching it the other day.
My Batman shit,
badass.
dude. My Batman shit.
Good point. You're right. If you went that route with Batman,
You'd fucking kick motherfucking ass.
But it has to have a good story. The story has.
That's
to be
what I was
appropriate.
saying, though. I always say
Like
that.
Logan
Yeah.
was the story.
That's what you
well
need. You
done.
need that type of storyline. I'm telling you, use like the whole, Ra's al Ghul coming up deal. I'm telling you, that would be kick ass. Do like
Yeah.
an HBO rated R series. It would feed the nerds.
I don't think you could go series with that.
Dude, you could definitely go series.
You
with that.
could, but I don't
easily.
think you should.
you got to remember, Batman started out in Detective Comics. He's the detective.
Dude, you could go way into a series with that because think about the animated series. Just that alone. I mean, and you do it dark Think about that. Think about all the aspects of it. You would feed into like everything. You could like
So
you could let the character progress.
Yeah, you know what I was thinking about when you were saying that, and we started talking about detective. Like you never see him really go into
because it's too short. Well, it's too short of a time frame.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Like I remember seeing panels to where he's like holding beakers and he's like analyzing.
Well, he's figuring stuff out. Like even like
he did it in the cartoon animated series. That was only half hour.
Yeah, you're right.
I guess you're right.
I mean, I watched it all the time. I'm thinking, what are you guys talking about? It's too short.
No, you're 100% right. But how come they haven't captured that?
Because they're too busy trying to reintroduce his backstory every fucking time.
No, they're trying to put too much action in there.
They are. They're trying to do that too.
I will not beg off on the action. I think there can be a blend between the two.
Well, Logan had a perfect amount of. There was some action. Yeah. It wasn't overwhelming, but there was some times when it just flowed
driving,
shit like that. Driving, or they're sitting at that house having dinner with that family. I mean, it was good. It was well timed.
Hey, DC, make me something good, please.
They did Wonder Woman.
Oh yeah, well that was good. That was definitely good.
All right. Well,
all right, make me something else that's good. Thank you.
Just take what they're doing in the animated series. So moving on, fact check. It's not really a fact check. We called out on episode 26. We're kind of struggling for the what they were still talking about for Ghostbusters. We were at a loss. We were saying obviously they're proton packs, but what else did they call them? They were calling unlicensed nuclear accelerator. Nothing crazy about that. But
still funny though.
Dude, is fantastic.
They're all moving around the elevator.
The elevator.
Like that matters. You're still getting hit with that radiation, buddy.
You're
fucked. Fact check. Episode 27. Zachary Levi, who's playing the lead in Shazam, right? He's Billy Batson / Shazam.
Chuck, that's it.
Yeah, that's the series that we were struggling to find the words for. It's like
because I was just talking about his girlfriend in that.
Yeah,
she was
the hot spy.
Love it.
That was on for 5 years, man.
I watched the first two. I did like it.
Seasons or episodes?
Seasons.
Oh, really?
I did.
Did it pick up?
It was okay. I mean, it was just.
I didn't think it had a prayer.
AKA means steaming pile of shit.
Yeah.
And it just says I'm a cult follower.
This is before DVRs and all that and binging.
He's really cult following then.
Yes, I'm part of the Geek Squads. No, it was one of those things where it was just like a random night, and I was like, I'll watch it.
Yeah,
I watched 5 seasons. Relax.
Yeah, I
we don't have enough time.
I think it was that on when
soon you're going to be like, Nick, where's Nick? We can't get him to a show. Yeah, it's going to happen real soon, Jamie.
We're going to have like a standee, like a
Skype.
Yeah.
I'll Skype him.
Or I'll have a time frame exactly when I can stay and how I have to leave. So my thing's going to go off.
That's right. You're going to get a dog collar where your wife's going to shock you.
Or you're just going to have to poke me and wake me up because I'm going to be so tired.
Truth. We're moving on. Really, we talked about Reign of the Superman, the animated series. We were trying to figure out what that was all about. I thought they were Reign of the Superman. It's Superman. It's going to be the next animated series.
Yep.
The one that DC, and we talked about how DC hits it out of the park with their animation.
They do. I love the Batman, and I love the old Superman.
It's
animated
Justice League.
No, not the Justice League. Do you remember when they did a crossover from the animated Batman to the Superman? It was cool.
It was amazing
how they first met, and then how they first discovered who each other were. Mm-hmm. Like, obviously, Superman knew right away that was Bruce Wayne because he could see through X-ray vision.
Yeah.
But then Batman put a tracker on Superman somehow and followed him
back to his Fortress of Solitude
and found out he was Clark Kent. And back to his hotel.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Reign of Superman was awesome. That was an awesome run.
That's a comic book.
Yeah,
it was right after
the death of Superman.
Yes,
I know it very well. I read all of them.
It was right after the death of Superman.
It was right after the death of Superman, and they came out with I might get wrong. They came out with like 4 or 5 different separate issues of different people that they thought were Superman. Yes. There was I think it ended up being the Cyborg one, if I remember correctly.
Exactly.
There's a dude with a hammer.
But real quick, Death of Superman Superman dies. It's this big deal. It's black
Mourning,
black.
They had they called it like the Funeral for a Friend series, which it was like the Justice League, and then they had like a couple other different issues.
So then there's like spottings of somebody doing some Superman.
no, he disappears from the tomb. Like the door is crushed or it's missing.
Oh, it's kind of like the Jesus thing.
Yeah, a little bit of a nod there. Yeah.
A little nod to that. Yeah, he's a god,
But he
quote
goes-
unquote.
But he goes missing, and then there's like people were like seeing
Yes,
sightings.
this is after the funeral or whatever.
Yep.
And then they have the Funeral with a Friend issues, and then they have like these. I don't know how many it is. 4.
I got it in my notes. There's Superboy,
Yep.
Cyborg Superman.
Which is that's who it is. I
Yep.
think
And
That's
then
who it
there's-
is. What do you mean?
There's
that ends up being the Superman.
Steel,
Man of Steel.
which is John Henry.
Yep. And he has the
got
hammer. Yep.
Right. And then there's the Eradicator, who's the Superman with like the lenses. and,
Yeah,
like,
he's
the
got
I don't
like he
understand
looks,
what he-
lightning
he looks
suit and stuff
douchey.
What do
like
you
that.
mean
Yeah.
that becomes a Superman? I don't
He's the
understand.
actual Superman.
Yeah.
Cyborg.
He's a real Superman.
He's the
Well,
real.
not the Cyborg one.
I thought he was the one that turns out to be the Superman. We got to fact check.
Well, they're
He's
all
actually
we're fact checking
Superman.
our fact checked.
He's actually Superman.
No,
though.
Superman eventually comes back.
Yes.
Yeah, he's one
Yeah.
of the 5.
Yeah, I can't remember how.
But
it
it's
played out.
leading
Or
up
4
to the
or
whole
whatever.
comic book series leads up to you're trying
Which
to figure
one
out
it is.
which one
Yeah.
it really is.
Because
Yeah.
5 come out.
Kal-El.
Yeah, 5 come out after that. Say that they are all Superman.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
And you got to figure out who he is.
Because they couldn't just make it like, all right, well,
yeah,
he's back.
He's back, and here's the set because they got to make money off it.
and they did make a ton of money off of it.
They fucking did.
Yeah,
They
dude.
made a lot of money off the death of Superman.
You probably were jerking off on all that shit.
Dude, I still
can't.
have a Death of Superman. I got the
Okay.
armband. I got the black.
Well, I have I have an open one. I have an unopened one. I have the unopened and open of the life
See,
of
John,
Superman.
you always say it's hard to write for Superman, and I'm sure, no doubt, it is. But I honestly believe they could, if they can make the Avengers what they made them, they can make Superman like that.
What do you
I-
mean?
Well, look at we always talk about the Avengers 20 years ago. They were X-Men. X-Men was X-Men, then it was Fantastic Four, then it was Avengers in comic book worlds years
But
ago.
they-
But good writing, good placement, good storytelling made those characters what they are.
In this Reign of Superman thing, I see what Nick's saying is they could pick like a juicy topic like
Sure.
that, so they could do the death, the rebirth or whatever, or the funeral, and then the rebirth or whatever, and like that's a juicy.
Well, they did that in Batman v
Yeah,
Superman.
but they did it so shitty,
It's-
and they
yeah.
did it fast
That's what
and
I mean.
rushed.
Again.
Yeah,
That's what I
100%.
mean.
And
It
then
was-
you could easily had that spread out over a little bit of time about who he was.
Yeah.
and then we always talk about the Brainiac storyline is
Gotta
always
get that done.
They got to get that done, and then you can always go to the Doom eventually. Mm-hmm. You know, there's meat on the bone. It's just it's harder to pull that meat off, but it's definitely
You
there.
got the
Wow.
drumstick up your ass, pretty much.
So, do you still have your white bag and black bag
Yes.
unopened and opened,
Yep.
dude?
That's some serious comic book shit right there, right?
Superman, Death of Superman, black bag edition, $4.99.
Oh, really?
$4.99.
It ain't worth shit. Well, it's because
I thought you were like saying $500. I'm like, no.
I didn't even believe that because I was like, "What? No way!" Because they overproduced it.
Yeah, they did 100. Yeah,
That's why I told you I have I actually have a couple copies of them. I gave.
Wait, here's another one for $11.99.
I gave. Well, they have.
Oh.
Well, they came out different. If you look in the right hand corner,
Yeah.
it'll tell you what version you have. There's like 1 through 4, I think. You can get like a later version. There's like the first version, second version, third version.
This was 1993, right?
Is Superman
correct.
1 like the most iconic comic book?
Yeah, that's the one that's the highest.
That's
value.
probably
It's
like millions of dollars.
It's Action Comics.
Yeah, Action Comics.
It's like millions of dollars worth.
But when
Well, here's the thing. Sorry, James.
no, go ahead. No, you're good.
Here's the thing about comic books. Like back in the day, like when I was a kid, I collected comic books, and the idea was like you've heard about these people, and you go in the comic book pricing guides and stuff like that, and you're like, holy shit, man! And at the time, I think Action Comics #1 was worth like $250,000.
Yeah.
it was ridiculous.
It was like baseball cards kind of
And
thing.
but what happened is like the internet happened.
Yeah.
And then you didn't have you weren't.
You have to go search at just one store.
Yeah, you didn't. You weren't like in a. Oh my God! It was a yard sale in Louisiana, and I found this thing, and it's in mint condition.
Yeah,
and it's just about supply and demand. Now the supply is really prevalent because you can just search for it on Google.
Yep.
And so values have gone into the toilet.
Baseball cards too.
Yeah, Fleer and Topps and all that. There was a guy that my uncle knew who had complete sets of...
They called that something. What was that when they called like the mint set? But it was like they called it something.
But he had it. He worked for Topps for 40 years.
Oh, no shit.
And this was in the 80s. And he
had all the good ones.
He had complete sets.
I bought it for the gum.
Yeah, well, he'd had them unopened, dude. So he had He had like Mickey Mantle and Babe Ruth.
They're
and
still worth a lot though, because there's not any many cards around.
The guy retired. He got a house in the Poconos, a house down the shore, and he paid for it with baseball cards.
It's like Blast from the Past.
Yeah, but exactly.
Yeah,
Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
What happened
God,
to you, Brendan
so
Fraser?
good.
yeah, Encino, Man.
Yeah, that's what happened to him.
I think it was Encino Man too. That's what happened to him.
Oh, George of the Jungle.
I forgot about that.
Mummy 2 was one of my... I loved him in Mummy.
They were fun movies, man.
They were.
Mummy
I liked
was
the
good.
third one.
Yeah.
I
was
liked
there a
them.
third one?
Yeah, it was the Emperor one. It was
That was
kinda
okay.
Oh, that was the one where he fought the clay statues
No.
when they were in the hills of China. Or
Yeah. And they had the fake son.
The clay warriors. Yeah.
His son when he was older. Yeah. It was kind of gay. And the mom wasn't the same mom. She didn't sign on to do it.
Yeah, because she was looking to salvage her career. Okay, back into fun facts. R2-D2 and C-3PO. Or real quick, I think this is pretty well done. You're going to need a bigger boat. Jaws. Roy Scheider. It's one of the most classic lines ever that was ever uttered in Hollywood. Ad-libbed.
Really?
Wasn't part of the script.
That's
All the
awesome.
greatest ones are ad lib. That's awesome.
They really are. Or they're changed at the last second.
Yeah.
It's like the Star Wars with Han Solo and Leia. I love you, I know.
Yep. Yeah. I just, that tickles me whenever I find that stuff out because it's like, they're iconic.
Yeah.
And it was just sprung out of someone's imagination
Tony
at
Stark.
the moment.
I am Tony
Spontaneity,
Stark.
man.
Yeah. It's just, I thought that was a great
I didn't know
fact.
that. That's cool. It's
Yeah.
a great movie, too. And it holds the movie together.
And another fun fact, did you know that and I might be repeating this, so correct me if I'm wrong. When Heath Ledger shows up as the Joker in the Wayne Penthouse in Batman...
Okay, I know
the number
scene.
2 of the Nolan series, right?
Dark Knight, maybe.
Dark Knight.
Yeah.
And Alfred, who's played by Michael Caine, legendary actor Michael Caine, he's actually has a speaking role during that part. But because he was so taken aback by seeing Heath Ledger as the Joker, and this was for the first time, that he completely fucking forgot his lines.
And they rolled with it?
And they rolled with it, and they were just like, that's it.
What was the line? Did they say what
They didn't say what the line was. I wish I would have known. But I thought that was really cool. Like, he's a professional who's been acting for, decades.
Shows you how good
And
that was.
Heath Ledger steps up and just
Dude, that would have
destroys it.
That would have freaked me out. Just seeing it on. Could you imagine that dude walking right down there,
Dude,
with that?
But my point is, we're so enamored with his performance, rightfully so, right? It's legendary performance, that this seasoned actor was even taken aback.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, that's cool. It's like, yeah, you're a professional and you're supposed to act the part and everything like that. But even actors can be in awe of other actors.
Yeah.
And he's watching, which is potentially this kid compared to him, do his thing. And he's like, that's cool. Or he could have just forgotten to take his Ginkgo Biloba and forgot his lines.
Bollocks.
You were waiting to throw that in there.
That was improv, Nick. Another fun fact, R2-D2 and C-3PO appear in the original Raiders of the Lost Ark.
What? What in where?
Like a tomb or some shit?
So, they are actually etched in the hieroglyphic.
I knew that. I did know
Really?
that. Yes, I do. In the beginning. I know that. Yeah.
That's something
Yeah.
I never caught.
It's
I
in
remember
the
that.
Chambers
Yeah.
Soul scene.
Yeah, I remember that.
When he's doing his thing.
Yeah, that's right. I was thinking it was in the beginning when he finds out that first stone, but no, you're right. It is.
It's when
when the big
it's
the boulder and
when
all
they
that?
grab the ark. It's when
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Chamber of Souls.
I gotta look that up now.
Yeah.
I gotta look that up when I get home.
Another fun fact: Chewbacca. Going along with the Star Wars theme, Chewbacca, Peter Mayhew. Now they have the new actor that's playing him. I can't remember his name right now, but all the Wookiee suits, for years now, since the 70s, all made with human hair.
What?
Sick, dude.
Well, would it be better to maybe a horse hair or something?
I don't know. It's just
Probably smells
Dude,
probably smells like shit when it's wet.
I thought the same
Like how
thing,
they
Nick.
smell on Hoth, dude, because that's all snow and shit.
I'll tell you what, though. You know what? I saw the Philly Fanatic one time. I forget where we were.
He smell like a fucking
He
bum's
stinks.
nutsack.
He stinks.
of course he does.
He smelled like
He's at 100-degree heat running around that
Exactly.
big costume.
And I love the Philly Fanatic, but it took me by surprise because he does that, lean in for a hug thing.
Yeah,
and
and
you're
he
like,
got like punched in the face.
you stink.
Stinky.
It's like you go to Disney World and you're like, see these actors in all these costumes, and
Yeah.
you're like, I'm letting you near my kid, dude?
Yeah, but Disney won't let them fucking stink.
Oh, they're not going to be.
You
but-
better not stink. You're out of here.
Yeah. So, another fun fact that you thinking of the Disney stuff, I was listening to an interview, and one of the more prominent writers now renowned writers now, Scott Snyder, who wrote the last couple runs of Batman. He's doing Justice League now. He came from an affluent family in New York, and all he wanted to be, he eventually wanted to be an artist, then he wanted to be a writer, and he decided he has all this opportunity and all this to do something with his privilege, and he's like, screw you guys, I'm going down to Disney, and I'm going to work at Disney. And he's like, and he did for like a year and a half or something, but he got to be one of the characters. First, he was just like cleaning out shitters and trash and stuff like that. And then he got to be one of the characters. And then eventually he was like, listen, I'm just going to do my thing here, man. This is it. And then one of his buddies came down and was like, all right, enough already, man. You got to come home. And he came back, and now he's the Scott Snyder. Two more fact checks real quick. Actually, one more fact check, and then we can wrap. During Bruce Willis, they just had this roast, right? I didn't see it. It was on Comedy Central. I heard it was good too. But he basically, everybody calls out, like there's movies that you watch
That are shit.
There's movies that you watch seasonally. I like watching Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Fuck yeah.
During Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
yeah.
always.
Right? You watch Christmas Story during
Yes.
Christmas. A lot of people watch Die Hard.
Oh, yeah. Is it
It's
a Christmas
not a Christmas movie.
Yeah, I
He
saw it.
declared. Yeah. it's
Oh,
not.
we already knew it's not.
Yeah.
But it does come out on Christmas. They always play it on TV during
Yeah.
Christmas, right?
Yeah, it actually came out in July of 1988.
Did it really?
But everybody calls it a Christmas movie.
Because they have a story that plays in Christmas time in
Yeah.
the storyline.
Yeah.
The whole thing's
The
about
fucking bear in the
it's a Christmas
limousine.
party.
Remember?
But it's a Christmas party in
It's
LA.
a Christmas party in Nakatomi's Center. And that's it for fact checks and fun facts for this week. This is a little bit of an abbreviated episode. Actually, abbreviated because we didn't yammer on for an hour and a half. We went for only an hour. But so thank you, everybody, for joining us for this week's episode of the Nick, John, and Jamie Show. As always, please be sure to subscribe to our show. It's an awesome show. You know it. You just listen to the whole thing. So subscribe to our show, and you can subscribe through many, many channels. iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube. And if you are digging the show, share it, 5-star review it, give us a comment. Also, if you want to reach out to us, I didn't put this in the notes before, but if you want to reach out to us, you can reach us at njjshow@gmail.com. We are always open to suggestions, especially if there's topics that you'd like to hear us discuss. And you can also follow us on Twitter at NJJ Show, Instagram at NJJ Show, or if you are doing the old school Facebooks, you can search the Nick, John, and Jamie Show. Thanks again, everybody, and have a phantasmagorical week.